This is Head Harvester Bill Orman on the West Coast.
And Head Harvester Ed LaFlamme on the East Coast. Which way is east again?
I think it's that way.
Okay, all right. Okay, I got it. This episode we're going to be talking about sales because nothing really happens without a sale, right? That's what I've always found. So you have to sell. And what we want to talk about is turning the red lights in the green. And we're going to explain what that means, right, Bill?
Yeah. You know, after you do so many proposals and you work with a lot of clients, you're going to hear certain responses back to your proposal. You're going to ask them questions, and you get down to the final decision thing, and there's usually some common questions or objections or red lights that we hear all the time. So what I want you to do, we'll talk about the assignment later, but there's about 10 of them. We boil them down to around 10. I'll give you 3 examples. One would be, of course, well, it's about your price. Your price is too high. Well, how many people have heard that before? I think we've all heard that at least a few times, right?
Always, yeah.
So you need to develop what you're going to come back with when they say that in a very positive, professional approach. Okay, the second one might be, gee, you know, we'll get back to you later. Love your proposal, love you guys did a killer proposal here, we love it, but we'll get back to you. So how do you respond to that? So you need to craft a good, professional, positive response. Third one, that's a very common one, this is another example, would be pure silence. You've given a shake hands, you're going to hear back later on, and then later on, never comes. You never hear from them. What do you do? So that would be 3 examples of the top 10 that you need to really get after. And what are we going to do now?
Well, what we want to do is, you know, really drill down on what these 10 are. And once you do that, and I really suggest you get together with your people and write those down, okay? Because you hear them over and over and over again. So write them down and then figure out what you're going to say as a response. I mean, practice it, hone it, so it's smooth as silk, okay? So that once somebody says that, very calmly, you can respond, and you'll win them over if you can do that. There's a great book called Let's Get Real by Mahan Halsa. Mahan Halsa, Let's Get Real. And if you didn't catch that, just email me and I'll send you the exact spelling of his name and all the rest, so you can find it. But he really drills down on that, about finding out what those common objections are. He says, you know, there's not 100, there's not 50, there's probably 10. And if you can really perfect those, you can really win those sales. Okay, so if you do that, I think you'll be a lot more successful in closing the sales you're after.
So practice, 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 and hone your skills. These have to be natural, not defensive. Very polished, professional, and positive responses. This is Head Harvester Bill Orman.
Head Harvester Ed LaFlamme.
Now go out there and harvest your potential with more sales.